no days off, no Sabbath, no snakes in my yard, no rabbits. Even take it a dash all wood. Then payment the back end good. Got sense but they act no good. Send the same money to Sudan, I could probably feed the club for a year or two. Stuck between stunting and a miracle. For real. Let's explore the moment. Ain't outside there agoraphobic. If you see me live, you would know it. Jumping on my do aerobics, buy site P90X. Boss like we write the checks now. Floss like we like the flex. Bust down, bust down, bust down. AMG no bust now. Amiri jeans, SB dunks with a Fiends T, no button down. Respectfully, that's for me. Don't round if you wanna. Round if you wanna. It's lifestyle not for you, but it's for me. Bossy. In the booth and I like when I don't understand what got enemy. Got a couple of truths that I bust out the roof if I'm ready to ride on my enemy. And you rappers just on my identity. And I really know why you ain't feeling me. With Tiffany and they know my agility. And I'm never rehearsing, I'm making them making up verses like Swizzy and Timothy. Never provoke with the go cause I want all the smoke, you can call me a chimney. And I really want, but I settle for I just aim it better the Whittles peak. Aim at your head when I kill a beat. Spaghetti and shells like Italy. Never let a wishbone grow where backbone should. Belly been take it a dash all wood. Then payment the back end good. Got sense but they act no good. Send the same money to Sudan, I could probably feed the hood for a year or two. Stuck between stunting and a miracle. For real. Alright, now close your eyes. Think about your wildest dreams. You ready? And you still couldn't do this. Gangsta Preseason.
If God for me, who could be against me? I guess all of that's against me. They the ones stirring up the conflict. They try to make it out like I'm conflicted. East Coast and 6'4s hitting switch. It's not a conflict of interest.
Cut it with the business. West Coast rocking them Timberlands, deep up in them trenches. It's no difference. Neither one play games when swinging for them fences. We want the finer things that's expensive. They hit them either close range or at a distance. If God for me.
The third and final week of the preseason is here. A fourth exhibition game is a thing of the past. It's the Eagles and the Dolphins coming up next.
From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Tonight, it's a preseason matchup here in Week 3 between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Miami Dolphins. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you, and now we sit CD at Week 3 of the preseason, and this is the one that the coaches probably think is pretty valuable, right?
Certainly. This is the dress rehearsal. This is the one where your starters are going to play. You might even game plan a little bit more than you do with a normal preseason game, and then you've got to decide, do you bring them back after halftime and get them going again in the third quarter so they're ready to go when the regular season begins? I'm eager to see how these coaches will handle that.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Miami. Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Now Tua Tagovailoa gets set to lead this Dolphins offense for the first time.
For the second consecutive season, Tua as a starter and Miami as a team both had winning records but missed the playoffs. His numbers, they weren't terrific, only 2,600 yards and 16 touchdowns against 10 interceptions, but he also overcame fractured ribs early in the season to return and play well down the stretch. And don't forget, when he did come back, he led Miami to 6 straight wins, which kept them in the playoff race.
Here we go. Low check. Opposite. Green.
Now a play fake. Here's Tagovailoa. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains. Well, we know he can run the football too, but he's a good pass catcher. That's been on display here, Charles, on this opening drive.
And we certainly have seen the benefits of what he did in the offseason, which was spend more time with wide receivers, working on routes, working on cuts, in order to make himself a more complete running back and even more of a threat downfield.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Switch red. Switch yellow. Check white.
Another carry now for Edmonds. And he's on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. He had a minimal gain on 1st down. Now they stop him for no gain. What do you think, going in a different direction on 3rd down?
Could very well be. I'll guarantee he's asking for the ball 3rd time to try and make up for the first 2. But his QB might very well say, well, my man, maybe next series. Let's try someone.
Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. That's kind of a double whammy. I mean, the interception on the opening drive, that's one thing, but to give it this field position, that's another.
Absolutely perfect start for this defense. They take the ball away on the opening possession. They know that their offense will get the ball to start the second half. They line them up in field goal position, and to me, they got a chance for a touchdown right here out of the gate.
Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts got the green light as a starter from the Philly organization and took really good steps as the next in line of mobile quarterbacks in the city, following names like Michael Vick, Donovan McNabb, and Randall Cunningham. He led the team in all quarterbacks in the NFL in rushing, and he took Philadelphia to the postseason while throwing for over 3,000 yards.
go. Here we go.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down, and they may be going backward here. They were looking to throw, holding on the big right tackle.
That's real simple, partner. Keep your hands inside in the chest area. You're probably okay. You get it out on the shoulders, get them wide. Usually going to pick up a holding call.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Hurts looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Eric Rowe. And the Dolphins are going to have it here, Jim. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Remember last time out, they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed them up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession. Yeah, one great way to judge a defense. How do they handle what we call sudden change? When all of a sudden, you know, it goes against their offense and they have to run out in the field and try and put out the fire. Give this one great kudos for getting out there and not letting that interception lead to points. Excellent job by them defensively. And not a whole lot there, maybe a yard to the 27. So their move is to decline that so they don't get another second down on the third. So that has to tell us that they're pretty confident in their third down defense, right? Absolutely. Whether it's a sub package or nickel package, whatever they want to run out there, they feel like they can defend here on third down. Now a third down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first two drives. It looks like they have to give up the football again after this one. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. Greg Ward deep for Philadelphia. Pulled in at the 24. Call that a 46-yard punt, though they did get 9 back on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So back onto the field, here come the Eagles for their second drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, stalled off that drive. Now they've got a chance to redeem themselves and maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. You know, last week I remember asking you, what would an offensive coordinator be looking for week 2 of the preseason? Now we're in week 3. Defensive coordinator-wise, what's he looking at?
For the most part in preseason.
As Sanders has it poked free. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
No coach or team's ever happy when someone has a turnover, but if there's ever a good time to do it,
preseason.
Yeah, right now. You know that come regular season, he's going to be ready to go, and maybe he'll remember, yeah, I don't want to do this when it comes time for the games to count.
Miami set to take over. We've seen both of these offenses still sort of in that figuring things out phase, but I suspect some action on the scoreboard soon as they start out here 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, here's Tua. And he completes it to Wilson. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. 3 yards to go on 2nd down, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. Jumbo set. Tua going to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Oh, that's going to hurt a bit because they needed to come through with a completion there. Now a drive that started with great field position is facing 4th down.
Sanders' kick is good. And the Dolphins will jump out to a 3-0 lead. So the fumble recovery didn't set up an ideal field position, but they can muster only 3 points out of it.
First turnovers, especially when it results in field position like that, you really want to make it hurt. Here, they take the field goal. That's definitely not what they were hoping for.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now back to work for Miles Sanders in the Philly offense. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. Left side here to Sanders. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Here's Hurts to throw. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. They'll give him 4 yards there. 3rd and 7 now. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that, you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch. Now you put the offense in a position where every series, they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. 36 yards on the punt with no return, and it'll be Dolphin football. Miami's offense set and ready to go. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Edmonds. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. But you often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
Black walk, yellow, line, blue, check.
2nd down and another run with Edmonds. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. Tagovailoa going to try and throw on 3rd down. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. So much for the run on 3rd and 1. Instead, it's a big chunk in the pass game. 1st down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. From the gun, it's Tua. Another catch there for Waddle. And he'll be brought down at the 27. We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on 1st quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger gain. Also, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. That sack courtesy of the effort of Hassan Reddick.
Like the footwork back there, I thought he did a pretty good job of evading that first wave of players. Tried to buy a little extra time out of the pocket, but in the end, oh, that was a tough one.
Yeah, winds up getting buried for the loss. Second and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Ready.
Now Tua. On the screen, this is Edmonds. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film, and understanding defensively what the play design was.
3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Here's Tua. And that is incomplete. These offensive starters still out there in the 2nd quarter. You would think the plans for them to at least play into the 3rd quarter, if not all the way through.
Yeah, it might go by feel. If they have a really good first drive to start the 3rd quarter, they might pull them after that. If not, might leave them out there a little bit longer, but I'll guarantee this, they'll be gone by the start of the 4th quarter.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. And that will keep this a 3-point game.
NFL kickers nowadays, they make things look so easy because normally from this range, about 2 out of 3. And this is not an easy kick.
Yeah, 20 years ago, you get where he was in that 50 range, maybe a little over. And it's a big kick, but now we just, if they leave it short, you're like, whoa, what happened? And that's what we have here.
Yeah, you're right. 20 years ago, we were saying run some more plays and get closer. Now we think they're definitely within range, and you're exactly right. When it comes up short, there has to be something that went wrong because they have plenty of leg.
But 1st down, Hurts. Flushed out right. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
He had to fight for every yard on that run. Shook himself free of the tackle and kept fighting, even the rest of the defense closing in on him. That's the kind of effort you'll take every single time.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He'll get this one complete. That's A.J. Brown. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to... Down conversion. Gotta say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. In need of only about the length of the football here on second down. From the gun, it's Hurts. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. Hurts. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Throwing is Hurts. He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle. He gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Sanders. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. So a decision to make there. They decline the penalty as they'd rather force the 4th down. for it with Sanders. And this time he is in.
Yes.
Miles Sanders. It's a 1-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. But this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
Elliott good with a PAT, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. A reminder, opening weekend definitely in sight now. Thursday, September 8th, that's when it all gets going. The defending champs, LA Rams, hosting the team that many think could win the AFC, the Buffalo Bills. Charles and I will be there, and then we got some great matchups on that Sunday as well. Kansas City and Arizona, Raiders and the Chargers, and on Sunday night, Tom Brady, yeah, he's back, and his Bucs are heading to Dallas to take on the Cowboys. A good pickup there, 26 yards. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to pass, Tua. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. Give him 12 yards on that one, and earns him a fresh set of downs. Well, scrimmage the 37 on 1st and 10. Now a run straight ahead with Edmonds. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on 1st down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making 1st downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
Blitz red, blitz yellow, check white, set, go.
They'll run with Edmonds again. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a 1st.
Not too many more ideal situations at 2nd and 2 in order to try and pick up a 1st down. They ran it and picked it up.
Down. Check pink, black wall, yellow, line, blue, check, opposite, green.
They'll run on 1st down, Edmonds. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
On 2nd down, this is Edmonds. Oh, good move. A Miami 1st down on the 14-yard pickup. When he runs, he seems to do a nice job of knowing when to be patient and find the hole, and then when the hole is there, he goes quickly.
You're exactly right. He knows how to just take off, but you know what else? Brings a little thump with him, doesn't he?
He does.
He packs the boom at the end of the run and finishes it going forward. That's what you want to see out of your backs.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Now a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. Tagovailoa working out of the gun. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 2, maybe 3 on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on third down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
So fourth down, Tua departs, and on is Jason Sanders and the Dolphin field goal unit. Sanders' kick is good, and they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. So the margin shrinks a bit as back-to-back drives here for him and with field goals.
Yeah, we know no one's turning down 3, especially in the first half, but you got to finish these drives in the end zone. That's got to be a priority. Nice to have a reliable kicker, but you know you'd rather him kick 1-pointers instead of 3-pointers.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This one fielded at the 5. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Well, the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage, but also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll look to throw. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Dolphins bring out an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple of big plays in this sequence. And none better than the one right there. Forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Nice little juke. He's got this almost to the 40 before going out. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Good starting field position for the Dolphins as they have it 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Throwing now is Tagovailoa. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Wilson. Tua going to try and go quickly here. To throw again on 2nd down. Tua They'll get this underneath to Edmonds. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. Tua sets up to pass it. Open man, it's Preston Williams. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Ready.
From the 40 now on second down. Tua caught. It's Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. It'll be a pickup of 4. Good enough to earn him yet another first down. Again, they will throw it with Tagovailoa. That's out to the flat for Edmonds. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. And the ball on the 30. Here's second and 4.
Ready, go.
Here's Tagovailoa to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception. But meanwhile here, we do have an injury on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium.
Ready.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
They'll throw on first down with Hurts. He's got him in, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. Well, injury's never good, especially here in the preseason. Hopefully nothing serious. They'll take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for first and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Sanders. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a first down.
And when you're throwing the ball downfield really well like they have been on this drive, it's really a nice time to work one of the screen plays in. One of my favorite play callers in the game has always told me he starts every game with 10 to 12 screens because if he starts feeling the pressure from the defense, he uses their aggressiveness against them.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. So 3 plays already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Caught on the slant. A gain of 7 that time. Second goal.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him.
And Goddard's got it. Touchdown, Eagles. A great play there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles would extend their lead here just before halftime. CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead is up to 8. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the drive was all finished off on the touchdown catch by Dallas Goedert. So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. He'll take the knee, and the final couple seconds will tick by in this first half. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. Week 3 of the preseason is here. Everyone wrapping up their exhibition schedule. No games for the league on Labor Day weekend, and then it all begins. The 17-game regular season gets underway on the Thursday after Labor Day with the NFL kickoff game. Time now for a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Eagles. And even though they've got a halftime lead, they're likely devising ways as we speak to try and get a little more production from their passing game. Both of these coaching staffs with some big decisions to make coming up as the preseason draws to a close. This second half is going to be filled with a lot of evaluation. And to bring it your way, we go back to Brandon Gaudin.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Our starters likely to be out there for the third quarter as we get back underway in this second half. Out come the Eagles now as he'll go on offense first here in the third quarter.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall...
was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want us to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Looking here for Smith downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Trying for Sanders, but this is intercepted. Brandon Jones picking it off. And the Dolphins are going to take possession of the football. That is just what this defense was hoping for, an interception on the opening possession of this 3rd quarter.
Obviously didn't want to surrender a touchdown and fall even farther behind. And we've gotten to know this team a little bit, haven't we? Couldn't you just see their defensive leaders telling the offensive guys, telling the quarterback, don't worry. Start things off, you take it from there.
Now it's the backup Bridgewater. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Well, Charles, just some visibly frustrated players and coaches on that sideline right now because those halftime adjustments didn't work. The turnover problems continuing here in the 2nd half, and the defense now sitting pretty comfortably as a result of that pick-6.
Hey, that's a great observation, too, Brandon, because they did make adjustments at halftime. But how about this other group staying a step ahead despite whatever happened in that other locker room? No surprise they're leading, and it's appropriate that those defenders got to add to the lead directly.
Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Take it in at the 3. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance.
Back to it after the pick six. Bridgewater. And incomplete.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Throwing. Bridgewater. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the headlines, but incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Bridgewater. Got a man. It's Waddle, complete. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. He'll get it across the 35. It'll be 2nd down.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. As we surmise, Charles, most of the starting units still out there for this 3rd quarter. First time this preseason that they played into the 2nd half.
And that's by design. Most of the time by this point of the preseason, you want them to go into the half, cool down, and then come back out and warm up to start the 3rd quarter like you would a regular season game. That's exactly what they wanted to get done. Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a 1st down.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Play action now. Bridgewater. He'll swing that out to Edmonds. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Bridgewater now. Over the middle, complete. That's Wilson. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes and they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down, and comfortably so as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. Now a give to Edmonds. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Michel fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Bridgewater. And this is going to be intercepted. It's Nakobe Dean with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. And this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the 1st half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Got a man complete. This is Richard Rodgers. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Off the play fake. Here's Hurts. Catch is made by Arcega-Whiteside. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. First target, first catch, and a 1st down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is that right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Well, on 1st down, Sanders not finding a whole lot as he'll get forward for about 3. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
From the 22, Hurts, middle of the field, he finds Pascal. And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Miles Sanders ready for the regular season with his second touchdown of the game. And the Eagles take a 3-touchdown lead. So they're able to capitalize there on the short field, and that might prove to be the score that turns out the lights.
The party's over. Oh, sorry about that. That's an old reference there, folks. But, yeah, they've been the better of the two teams by far, and that's great complementary football right there. Defense gets the turnover, sets up the short field, and the offense goes right out and scores to open up a pretty sizable lead.
Elliott good with a PAT, and the lead opens up now to 22 points. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line.
The Dolphins take over first.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and steal. And they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up.
On the handoff, it's Edmonds. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line.
54 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Bridgewater on first down.
And boy, another ill-advised throw there as that will wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
Third quarter from Miami. This is 2nd and 10.
Here's a give to Edmonds running to the right. Oh, what a move. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Miami. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4.
The offense on third down tonight, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. They're looking at third in the nose of the football. Bridgewater to Michelle on the dump off. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
First down, Bridgewater. This one complete to Mohamed Sanu. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the 38, Bridgewater, and his pass incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Michelle, and he will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37.
I liked his focus there because he wasn't thinking about breaking that one big. All he thought about was, I need one. Let's go get that. Ended up picking up two.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's Bridgewater. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Bridgewater. Sanu with a grab over the middle. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Bridgewater from the gun on third down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Mohamed Sanu. 31 yards. And the Dolphins are finally into the end zone here in this fourth quarter. So now the Dolphin offense will stay out there as they'll go for two. Bridgewater will try and throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Should have been picked. Probably doesn't matter on a two-point conversion, but still, as a former DB, you want to grab that ball when you can, don't you?
You certainly do, and don't say it, because I know you're thinking it. Don't say it.
What am I thinking?
You know I know what you're thinking. Well, if he'd had hands, he'd be playing on offense.
Well, that's true. You've said that before. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. Takes it at the 7. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Well, there are two scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence. Because even if they had the right coverage, they've still dented them, and now it's been a real issue for them during this game.
So the big play moves them all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. They run with a man from La Tech. It's Boston Scott. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Jalen Phillips, the edge man on the tackle. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Emmanuel Ogbah that time, able to drop him for a loss.
Yeah, some real defensive resistance there, saying not so fast to a good drive. They had marched to the end zone the last time out.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. Looking to throw. Strong. And that will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing is Bridgewater. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
On 3rd down, Bridgewater. He gets this one complete to Bowden. And they'll get to him short of the first down at about the 16. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the first. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
And yes, everyone, that was the fullback carrying the football. I know it's a dying breed, it's a dying position for a lot of people, but I still think it's valuable and important, especially one who can carry the ball.
And you need short yardage. What makes sense? Go to a big body, let him plow forward just like he did there.
It's still a big man's game. From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Bridgewater. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Desperation time. 4th down. Bridgewater. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So now with a little over 2 minutes to play, the road back gets very difficult.
Difficult, but still not impossible if they go ahead and play this thing out. Now the defense has to come up big. They've got to go for their... on each and every snap to try and give themselves a chance.
1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. On the carry, this is Scott. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's a good gain of 11. Sets him up 1st and goal. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Back to throw. Strong. And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. Quez Watkins from 6 yards away. And the Eagles have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, with this rookie QB, we talk a lot about his ball placement and how good he can be at laying it right in there. I think we just saw, Charles, though, the strength of that arm. That was an absolute rifle for the completed touchdown.
It absolutely was, and let's face it, you think he was really ready to get that first touchdown? Absolutely. He threw that pass with authority, just as you described. Big-time arm right there, and let's face it, a lot of quarterbacks used to be pitchers in baseball. The fastball was usually their best pitch, and we saw it there.
Elliott good on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23.
Jake Elliott to kick off for Philadelphia.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Now Bridgewater. His throw incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 2nd and 10. And again, it's Bridgewater. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Here comes Eagle offense now as they get set to take over here. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very... him at this point. They show run with 3 tight ends here on first down. Here's Scott. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Off the play fake. Strong. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
The Eagles send out their punter now as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. And a nice special teams job here. This is going to be down inside the 10 at the 7-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. So this is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. Bridgewater. And that one going to come up short. Low throw. Well, this was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute, both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.